The SAG-AFTRA union has reached a tentative agreement with the Hollywood Film and TV studios. After months of a standstill, the strike is over. This, of course, has major implications for WWE. As first and foremost, this pretty much solidifies that the loss John Cena took at Crown Jewel and the way that he lost to Solo Sikoa, being completely dominated, was most likely the last you'll see of Cena on WWE TV for a very long time. Cena himself posting after the huge announcement 2 words, "The end." And he's admitted several times, to his credit, being fully transparent and honest, that the minute the strike is over, it's time to go back to Hollywood. But Cena isn't the only big story here. We are going to find out real quickly if The Rock will be wrestling Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 in Philly. Over the next 2 weeks, Rock's foreseeable future will be etched in stone. He and his team have either been planning for this match throughout the entire strike, or they've been waiting patiently just to get back to filming. The Rock's filming schedule will be leaked, and this will tell us all we need to know as it pertains to his Philly 40 involvement. But for BC, the biggest disappointment is we didn't get to see Batista. Batista was fully game for a return. He said he was just waiting for the call from Levesque McMahon if they have anything for him. Story or just an appearance, he was all ears. I was really looking forward to seeing Batista grace us with his presence on WWE television. Unfortunately, that wasn't able to happen, and Batista has big plans in Hollywood throughout 2024 and beyond, so we wish him the best. But obviously, this is a huge story. The strike is over, and while I've never been the biggest John Cena fan, I've got to give that dude the utmost props, credit, and respect. He did not have to come back and do as many dates as he did. Certainly doesn't need the money. And the way that he took a back seat in most of the segments he was in shows you how much he loves this WWE thing, how much he loves this whole pro wrestling world. And the way that he was dominated in that loss to Solo Sikoa, the way that he put Solo Sikoa over before he left for the foreseeable future, it's pretty badass, so we wish John Cena the very best in his future endeavors in Hollywood, man. Go kick that ass. Speaking of the very best, a big congratulations to Carmela and Corey Graves. They just announced the birth of their firstborn, Dimitri Paul Polinsky. So there you go, man. So either Carmela's going to live that mom life for a while, or like Becky Lynch, you could see Carmela back in the very near future. But for now, live that mom life. And for Corey, take a week off. Live that dad life, man. There's no reason we should be seeing Corey Graves on Monday Night Raw Monday. Take a week. Get to know your kid, man. So to Corey Graves and Carmela, congratulations. Now, I want to go over to one superstar on the WWE women's roster, Bayley. More and more fans are starting to realize a major problem in Bayley's booking. The fact that she has quietly slid into legit job-out status. Some fans think it's her connection to Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, and that has her in the proverbial company doghouse. While others believe she's just not 100% after her latest injury. Thus, the company is hesitant to give even a taste of a push to Bayley. But whatever the issue, as Scotty Steiner would say, the numbers don't lie. And it is abundantly clear that Paul Levesque McMahon does not currently hold Bayley in high regards. Because Bayley has wrestled 63 matches in 2023 and has won only 5 of those 63 matches. I will say that again. Bayley has won 5 matches out of her 63 in 2023. And if you're wondering what that translates into in terms of her winning percentage, well, let's tap into our Steiner math. 100% of 63 is 63. So we have a 1% value. We divide 63 by 100 and get 0.63. Then take our 5 wins, divide them by that 1% value, 0.63, and we come to the conclusion that Bayley has won 7.94% of her matches. 7% of her matches is what Bayley has won. Now, whether you believe wins and losses matter in pro wrestling or not, you'd have to agree that 7% is unacceptable. And the theory that heels can and should be losing more than faces, which, by the way, in most cases, BC fully agrees. But still, averaging 7 or 8 wins out of every 100 matches will never allow an audience to care about you. When you've lost to nearly everyone on the roster, what else is needed to be seen from your audience? Because guys, in 2023 alone, Bayley has lost to Charlie Flair multiple times, Bianca Belair multiple times, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi, Trish Stratus, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Zelina Vega, Tegan Nox, even Candice LeRae. Just to name a few. Now, the good news is Bayley has been teasing a major shakeup in Damage Control. And with the addition of Kairi Sane into the mix, maybe that won't be just wishful thinking, but instead come to fruition. Because Bayley desperately needs a lifeline right about now. A helping hand from Levesque McMahon. So for now, we will all remain perplexed as to the thought process and or reasoning behind Bayley's absurd booking. But we do have to move on to another discussion at hand. There's been articles making the rounds in regards to supposed heat backstage on LA Knight. That LA Knight's attitude is an issue in the locker room. Those reports are in large not entirely accurate. Everything I've heard from the start of Knight's rise reception-wise in the company, starting back in January and coming out of the feud with Bray Wyatt, was that while Knight doesn't go out of his way to mingle with the rest of the talent, he is still very respected in that locker room. The so-called attitude problem that's been reported has more to do with management. For months, we've heard the company is perturbed and agitated because LA Knight refuses to fully conform to the, quote, WWE way of doing things. His willingness to do everything exactly how the company says to is what's preventing Levesque McMahon and management to fully commit to Knight. But that stubbornness and, quote, attitude is what captivates fans. The balls to tell the company no, there's a better way, or even no, that's just stupid. The ones who didn't kiss company ass usually connected the most and made the most money for them and the company. From Ultimate Warrior to CM Punk, from Stone Cold to LA Knight, they all have one thing in common. The company looked at them like some a-holes. But they were polarizing. Some didn't mesh well with the majority of the locker room as well, like Warrior and Punk, and that's where other issues were magnified. But others, like Austin and LA Knight, have the respect of the majority of the locker room. Thus, it is up to the company, to Levesque McMahon, to pull their own heads out of their own asses and embrace the fact that they're different. The fact that they care enough not to just go along with the status quo. If only others cared enough, we'd probably have more polarizing stars in this company that desperately need such. Knight's attitude is fine. Take those reports with a grain of salt. Until next time, and there will be that next time, top guys, we're out. BC, saying check you. Peace.